Okay. So, good afternoon, dear students. Uh, Continuing the earlier lecture, that is the discovery and development of pharmaceutical chemistry. Today, we are going to discuss a chronological order of any drug molecule and its development. Now, how we are going to proceed further for the any development of any drug molecule? So for that, we have to identify the problem of the society. Now, or what on which disease or disorder we are going to work further. That means a first stage is selection of disease. On which disorder or disease we are going to work specifically, whether we are going to work on the cardiovascular system, or we are going to work on any immunity or autoimmune related to disorders, whether we are working on any infectious disease or hereditary problems or psychological issues or the cancer. So we have to identify first of all the problem of the society or our interest on which we are going to first of all work. So the step number one for the development of any drug molecule is selection of disease. Now once this is done, so we are going to proceed further for the next step, that is molecular mechanism. Now what do you mean by this molecular mechanism? Now, in the case of stage number one, we have identified the disease on or our working area, our interest of work, that is whether it is cardiovascular system, immunity, infections, hereditary, psychological issues, or cancer. Then we have to discuss in depth about what is the pathology of these all disorder or diseases, and the pathology of medicines which are already there in the system or already there in the universe. What type of medicines are basically used earlier era, that we are going to discuss, and their molecular biology. So first of all, we have identified the disease on which we are going to work, then the pathology of that disease as well as existing medicines, how they are going to treat that particular disease. Now the next step for the development of any drug molecule is selection of key biomolecule to influence. Now we all know, yesterday we have discussed the structure of aspirin molecule, which is used as an NSAID, that is, it is used as an analgesic for the treatment of headache and all, and so many applications and uses of that aspirin molecule, they are there. Now we have to identify which type of whether the whole structure of aspirin is responsible to give the mechanism of action as an analgesic, or is there any specific functional group or key biomolecule which are going to influence the pathology of that disease. That we have to identify, and we have to select that key biomolecule which is existing in that structure. Now the next step is new active structure or a compound identification. So this we can done with the help of in silico design or high throughput screening. Yesterday we have discussed about the mechanism and the process of working of high throughput screening. That means in the case of high throughput screening, thousand and lakhs of molecules are there that we have identified. For suppose from that lakhs of molecule, we are going to scrutinize, suppose we can say 100 molecules which are going to have similar structures like that of aspirin. So this procedure, that is conversion of or scrutinization or selection of those 100 molecules from that 1 lakh compounds, this is nothing but the high throughput screening. We have done the scrutinization of only 100 molecules. So we are new active structure or a compound identification, that is in silico design or high throughput screening of organic molecule which are going to have appropriate drug like properties. Now the some molecules are already existing which are used for these many problems, for the treatment of these many diseases. Now we are going to identify such 100 molecules which are going to have same drug likeliness properties with respect to the existing drug molecules. Now, these selected compounds or these selected molecules, either we are going to search whether they are naturally existing in the nature, or we are going to synthesize them in the lab. So this we are going to follow further for the organic synthesis, and this is done by the our people, that is pharmacist people or chemist, can synthesize these drug molecules in the laboratory or pharmaceutical industries. Then followed by, now what are the stage of working? First we have to select a problem, then existing drug molecules which are used, or traditional medicine which are used for the treatment, then which key intermediate or key biomolecule is used for the treatment. Then we are going to scrutinize those type of molecules, search whether they are naturally existing or not, and if it is not there, we are going to do for the synthesis procedure. This is done by the chemist. Now, next step is biological or biophysical assays. Then whether the synthesized compound is biologically active or not, whether it is going to treat the particular disease or not, or it is going to have some toxicological issues with the organisms, that we have to check in this step, that is biological or biophysical assays. Now the next step is optimization of activity and other molecular properties. Now we have scrutinized those 100 molecules from lakhs of compounds. No doubt we have synthesized them in the lab, we have checked their toxicity and biological properties, but whether that all 100 molecules have same type of working scenario, or they are going to have some are going to be more active, some are going to be lower active. So we have to check their other molecular properties, their solubility, their toxicity studies, their partition coefficients, so many molecular properties we have to study for the optimization of those scrutinized molecules. Now, these are the process of chronological order of drug development. Now we are actually going to discuss about a pharmaceutical chemistry. What we are going to study about that drug molecule. So we have discussed the process of discovery, that is identification and production of new active compound, either from the natural sources, or we are going to synthesize them in the lab. Then in the case of biotechnology, suppose any protein molecule is there. If it is used for the treatment of any disease or disorder, if it is naturally exist, we are going to optimize them. If it is not existing, then we are going to synthesize them in the lab with the help of fermentation or biotechnological procedures, or we are going to change, or we are going to activate their molecular properties with the help of design, that is a CAD procedure. What is CAD? Computer aided drug design. In the computer or in the screen of monitor, we are going to change the properties and check whether some softwares are there. So we can check theoretically by using or by giving the data to that software, whether that compound is going to give a better pharmacological value, or that compound is going to give the toxic effect to the body. So this we can change with the help of softwares, and those softwares are coming under the category of computer aided drug design. So many softwares are there. Autodoc software is there. Then docking procedures we can do for the checking whether the compound is going to give a better pharmacological activity. Now the optimization of the drug molecule involves synthesis and modification of the lead skeleton. Now we have identified the lead compound and their molecular process. So we have to modify the structure and the lead skeleton. For what purpose? To improve the number one, effect, then selectivity towards what we have discussed yesterday, selectivity towards the binding procedure, binding pocket, selectivity towards the receptor, and least but very important one, which are going to suppress the toxicity. And this everything, that is optimization procedure, we are going to study in one para or one category of the compound, that is structure activity relationship. Whether the structure of the drug molecule is going to give a better pharmacological activity, and what is the relation between the structure and the activity, this we are going to discuss in the broader terminology, that is structure activity relationship. Now, the next one is the development process of that drug molecule. So optimization of the synthetic processes for the mass production of the drug. Now this all we have, whatever we have discussed up till now, that is chronological order of drug development. Once we have finalized the name of the drug, once we have finalized which drug we are going to use for the treatment of which disease, then we are going to optimize the synthetic processes. Suppose through traditional procedure, we are going to get a less yield of that drug molecule. Now, what is yield? How we are going to synthesize the drug molecules in the lab? Some synthetic synthesis we have done in the laboratory. But if through traditional procedure, if we are going to get the less yield of the compound, then we have to optimize the synthetic procedure in order to obtain the better yield of the product, in order to obtain the more mass production of the drug molecule. So we have to optimize, we have to change, we have to modify the procedure of that synthetic procedure of that drug molecule. Then the modification of their pharmacological property, pharmacokinetic properties, optimization of the drug molecule to obtain the better yield of the product. And the next will be modification of pharmacokinetic properties. What is coming under the pharmacokinetic properties? Absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. So we have to increase their absorption to give the better pharmacological action. We have to increase their distribution. We have to hamper, or we have to change the metabolism parameters of those drug molecules. So this we have to change in order to get the better pharmacological action, which will be suitable for our clinical use, which will be suitable for the treatment of that particular disease. Now, this we have discussed everything.
No, ma'am. मैम स्लाइड चेंज नहीं होता है.
Now, what we have discussed up till now, what is the chronological order of drug development? Which parameters we have to optimize for the drug development? Which parameters? Their pharmacokinetic parameters and their synthetic procedures we have to optimize for the drug development. This is okay, but from where we are going to get the active compound? No doubt, we have selected the disease on which we are going to work. Suppose we have selected a covered cardiovascular diseases. So many drug molecules are existing in the market that are used for the treatment of the heart blockage, heart attack, and so many are there. Then also we have think of, we are working on this disorder, that is cardiovascular diseases. Now, what is the source to get the active compound which are used for the treatment of the cardiovascular system problem, that is arrhythmia, heart attack, and so many are there. Blood pressure related issues, blood clotting related issues. So from where we are going to get the active compounds? So this slide is going to discuss about what are the sources from which we can get the active compounds. So those sources I have divided into three categories. Number one, source, natural sources. Second, synthetic, those that are not exist in the nature. And third will be virtual world. Now, the first source, whether, first of all, whatever exist or whatever given by the nature, that we are going to utilize, whether it is used for the treatment of that particular disease or not. That means the Ayurvedic type of systems in which we are going to use the natural compounds for the treatment of those diseases. So what are these natural sources? So we are going to obtain a drug molecules from the microorganisms, includes bacteria and fungi. Then from the marine chemistry, that is corals, bacteria, and that is aquatic. So this source will be the aquatic source for the preparation or obtaining of the drug molecules. Then the third will be plant life, in which we are going to obtain those drug molecules from the flowers, trees, and bushes, that is herbs and shrubs. Then from the animals origin, that is from the frogs, snakes, and scorpions. So many venom products are used nowadays for the treatment of any diseases. Then compounds, that is biochemicals, hormones, neurotransmitters. Now we know insulin is an protein which is used for the treatment of diabetes. So these many natural sources are also there to treat the diseases. Then the next will be natural products and bio extracts from the plants and microbial origins, and the ethnopharmacological medicinal system, that is a Chinese traditional medicine system. So these many natural sources, they are there which are used for the treatment of diseases. Now, beyond this, in the laboratory, we have synthesized some of the drug molecules which are used, which includes low molecular weight synthetic compounds. Now, why low molecular weight synthetic compounds? Because we have to optimize their pharmacokinetic parameters. If the drug molecule is going to obey all the pharmacokinetic parameters, that is more amount of absorption, more amount of distribution, then easily metabolized in our body, and the unwanted product is easily excreted throughout our body. So if the drug molecule is going to have all these parameters, that is good pharmacokinetic profile, that is low molecular weight synthetic compounds. So this will include a traditional synthetic procedure, combination of traditional and newly originated artificial synthetic procedure, that is combinatory synthesis, historical cooperative chemical collections, and from the commercial sources. So from these ways, we can synthesize the drug molecules in the laboratory also. And the third will be virtual world, that is computer aided drug design. Any drug molecule and its structure is with us, then by attaching so many substituents or different type of substituents or groups on that drug molecule, theoretically, by using a computer, we can check whether the drug is going to give good pharmacokinetic or pharmacological data, then we can go for the synthesis. So these many vestige of chemicals and processes we can nullify by using this very important and good technique of to get a active compound. So we are preferring a computer aided drug design type of parameter. Now, to call them active compounds, whatever active compounds or active drug molecule we have synthesized or derived, to call them active compounds, we have to first do their evaluation through the biological screening is must. Whenever the compound, we call them as an active, that active compound must be evaluated through the biological screening procedure. Then and then only we can call them as an active compound. Now, this is all about, we have discussed the identification of disease, how we are going to treat that particular disease, what type of drug molecules we are going to search of, and the next will be what type of research we are going to do on that particular drug molecule. So the discovery of new lead skeleton is this key step in the research program. Just now we have done from where we are going to get the active compound. So that active compounds and their research. This is very important step in the development of drug molecule. And nowadays it is also the problematic stage of new drug development, that is discovery of new lead structure in this 20th century is very problematic situation. Now, how we are going to go further for this research on these pharmaceutical products? So, random selection of any drug molecule, their pharmacological study we are going to do by the literature review, then screening of the large number of compounds. From same family, we are going to screen a large number of compounds for the research and development. And based upon the knowledge of their structure, then their metabolites in our body, which type of enzymes acting on that drug molecule, their receptors, and so many biochemical processes, we are going to do the pharmaceutical research on that drug molecule. Then comes the structure activity relationship. Already we have discussed. Now, आतापर्यंत आपण काय बघितलं, what we have discussed? The first stage is selection of disease, की ज्यावरती आपण working करणार. The next will be whether analgesic or whether the pain is the problem or whether cardiovascular pain is the problem. Then we are going to go for screening of those compounds which are used to reduce the cardiovascular pain. Now, then what is next? What type of molecules already existing in the market which are used to reduce the cardiovascular pain? So likewise, we are going to go further for the study. Now, suppose we have come to the 10 molecules which are used to reduce the cardiovascular pain. But amongst that 10 molecules or amongst that 10 compounds, which one is more active or what common structure pattern is responsible to give the analgesic activity of that aspirin molecule? The study of their structure and activity, this phenomenon or this process is known as structure activity relationship. So what we are going to do in this particular process? Primary task of the medicinal chemist is to identify a lead skeleton of that molecules. त्या 10 structure मधला कुठला common parameter is responsible for the treatment that we have to identify and its subsequent modification. In order to obtain a suitable candidate of the drug which may be introduced into the clinical practice. Amongst that 10 drug molecules or 10 substances, which common structural pattern is responsible to give the better pharmacological action? This we are going to study. Then the leading structure may have some deficiencies. Suppose amongst that 10 drug compounds, 5 are going to have good pharmacokinetic profile, but less pharmacological properties. No doubt they have good pharmacokinetic, but they are going to have less pharmacological action. So they are not suitable as a lead compound. What we want? They must have good pharmacokinetic as well as good pharmacological, that is pharmacodynamic. Pharmacokinetic profile पण त्यांचा good पाहिजे and pharmacodynamic म्हणजे त्यांनी for what purpose we are taking them, that treatment is also given by them is very good. So leading structure may have some deficiencies. Some are good in pharmacokinetic and some are good in pharmacodynamic. Their chemical and biological characteristics, then lack of specificity, low activity, then their metabolism problems. Some are going to destroy their pharmacological action due to metabolism in our body. Then chemical instability. Some drug molecules are stable in acidic media, some drug molecules are stable in alkaline media. Then some are going to have the toxicity issues, some are going to have low bioavailability, and some are going to have the poor solubility. So these many modifications we have to do for better pharmacological action. Then a rational approach to make all the easy and available variations of that lead skeleton. In order to avoid all these and to obtain a lead and active compound, we are going to give the variations to change the lead skeleton. And for that, we are going to obtain the methods and approaches which describe the relation between a drug substance and its activity. So for that, we must know the knowledge and 3D structure of that receptor as well as a drug molecule. So already we have discussed in the case of computer aided drug design system, what we are going to do? We are going to study the 3D structural pattern of that drug and the enzyme or receptor molecule virtually, so that we can obtain a better pharmacological data of that drug molecule. Now, this is there that amongst that 10 drug molecules, some are going to have good pharmacokinetic and some are good with the pharmacodynamic. But by using what type of strategies we can modify them to give good pharmacokinetic as well as good pharmacodynamic processes. So those chemical modification will be prepared by new compounds which will have what we want: high activity, low toxicity, and they are going to provide us a better dosage form. So in order to have all these, we are going to follow some strategies to modify the existing structure of the drug molecule. And those strategies are known as, the strategy number 1 is bioisosteric substitution. Now, what do you mean by bioisosteric substitution? Now, what is the atomic number of hydrogen? It is 1, no doubt. Hydrogen is going to form only one bond with the another molecule. This is there. Now, similarly, same type of compounds, that is hydrogen, every time it is going to have a form only one bond with the another compound. Same category of the compound, that is halogen. Halogens have 7 number of electrons in their outer shell, and they want 1 electron to complete their octet. That means halogens also going to form one bond with the another compound. So hydrogen is also going to form one bond and halogens are also going to form the one bond. So if we are going to replace hydrogen in the place of halides, or we can substitute, replace halogens in the place of hydrogen, this type of replacements, this type of substitutions are known as bioisosteric substitutions, because hydrogen forming one bond with the another compound, chlorides or halogens are also going to form a one bond with the halogen another compounds. So if we are changing the substitution from hydrogen to halogens, this type of substitutions are known as bioisosteric substitution. So what is it? Based upon the knowledge of the certain physical properties of the drug, so we are going to substitute them strictly similar. Bioisosters are considered a group of compounds which have chemical and physical properties to produce what? Similar biological effects. So whatever I have given an example, this is theoretical example. But after substitution also, that is from hydrogen to halogen, both are going to give the same biological effects. Then and then only we can call them as a good bioisosteric substitution. And those good bioisosteric substitutions are what we are going to substitute. This we will discuss in the next slide, next lecture.